In the past 3 videos, we explored 3 excerpts of the first 3 volumes of Masnavi by Mowlana Jalaluddin Balkhi, known to the world as Rumi. Now, we are going to explore another excerpt, this time from volume 4, and see what else is there that Rumi advises for us to finish that remedy we have been making since the beginning. So let's get into a translation of the excerpt. This is the story of a pond here for you, a pond in which there were 3 wondrous fish. You may have heard this story from the book Kalila and Dimna, but that was just the facade of the story, and here I will tell you the true core of it. A few hunters were near the pond and they saw the fish inside it. They rushed back to their camp to bring a net. And the fish got mindful and vigilant. One who was wise started his journey, although he knew the journey was hard and undesirable. He said, "I am better off away from these 2 other fish, because there is no doubt they are going to wear out my decisiveness. The love of homeland will take them over, and their laziness and folly will take over me. We need a company who is alive and make you feel alive and keeps you alive. And if you think you should step into a journey, your company should be a fellow traveler. Leaving the love of homeland behind is a sign of greatness, because sometimes the homeland is exactly on the opposite side of what your soul have to follow. If you are looking for a real homeland, travel to the other side of the pond. And trust my word that home is always found elsewhere." Before going into the review of and interpretation of the poetry excerpt, I really appreciate it if this kind of content are of your liking. Like and share my videos and subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. And if you find any of these videos helpful in your personal life, I will really appreciate it if you simply buy me a coffee. The link for that is in the description. For me, as an immigrant in Canada, it was a very interesting excerpt to go through. My main concern for past couple of years has been homeland identity and displacement. But obviously Rumi, who was also living in diaspora like me, and his diaspora was in Kunya, see things much more clearly than I do. He uses a story from the famous Indo-Iranian book Kalila and Demna as his main parable, but as he explicitly says, it is just using the facade of that story to get to the core of a deeper concept. This is the story of 3 fish, and it has more to it, but for the purposes of this video, this part about the first fish, the wise one, was enough for us. Some people are fishing around the pond in this story, and 3 fish get mindful about their intent, but each react differently to the idea of getting caught in the net. As we saw, the reaction of the wise one is just to leave everything behind and travel to another place, a completely different side of the pond. Again, it talks to me because I personally, I literally, coming from Iran, coming from the other side of the pond, if we consider the Atlantic Ocean as the pond. The wise fish knows that the journey is hard and undesirable, but makes it anyway. And the question is why? The answer is given right away, because staying there, other fish will be trying to convince him to avoid the difficulties of the journey that make him want to, and they will make him want to stay and remind him of the sense of belonging that he has to this side of the pond and all of that. Here, journey from homeland has two equal, viable metaphorical meanings. First, it is a journey towards greatness, towards completion, and away from being caught, not just inside the net, but inside the bigger trap, which is earthly belongings, like the love of homeland, which is used metaphorically. And the love of homeland is just an example of many different earthly belongings that we have, and we have to let go of if we are wise enough. And then, and only then, we are free. Otherwise, we are no better than the fish in the fish's net. We are caught. Second, it is the same journey of love I mentioned when we were reading the prologue to Masnavi, the journey that we know is full of hardship, but taking it is inevitable if we want to avoid that unbearable lightness of being that we are suffering from. You will die literally in the story and metaphorically in life if you stay with people who encourage you to cling to those earthly belongings, to those superficial attachments. Here Mowlana reminds me of another Persian mystic humanist, Hafiz, of which you may have heard, where Hafiz says, غلام همت آنم که زیر چرخ کبود ز هرچه رنگ تعلق پذیرد آزاد است. I keep myself in servitude of those who under this obscure dome have set themselves free from anything that has any shade of attachment. So Mowlana, in line with Hafiz, see leaving attachments behind not only as a sign of greatness, but also indirectly saying that it is a necessity if you want to live a true life. And if you are brave enough to break free from attachments, you can find your real home on the other side of the pond. Again, we have a metaphor for the end of the path of the journey of love. When the journey is taken, and pay attention that I didn't say over, because this journey can never be over, but taken. Then after the journey is taken, you may find both real greatness and real worthwhile attachment on the other side. Mowlana shows us that the metaphorical home is always found elsewhere, that the already known, already experienced, and already loved and attached is always something that comes between you and greatness. You should always be experimental, not stick to the already experienced, but look for anything, literally anything, even things that right now you consider as bad or impossible, and try to experience them. And that is the way to live, to continue to take the journey, to take the step, to leave things behind. So it is a never-ending process of breaking free from anything that gives you a sense of belonging, a sense of calm, a sense of home, to find your real home, which never gives you the sense of belonging. Your place of ease of mind and soul is literally your place of discomfort. It is out of your comfort zone. Let's have a short exercise this time after a while. From today until the day you watch the video about the volume 6, 2 videos from now, which would be, it is preferable that it would be like about a week from now. Every time that you feel a sense of attachment to something, whether it is your books, clothes, makeup style, or that you wear every day, people you interact with, places, a mug you love at your workplace, or literally anything else, try to travel away from that attachment. I don't say break the mug or call off a relationship, but try to lend that book to someone who you normally will not lend the book to, or wear another set of clothes, or have no makeup on, or a completely different style of wearing makeup. And about people and sentient beings like pets, stop the interaction for a while and imagine their complete absence in your life. Write down the feeling that you get that follows those thoughts and try to connect your writing to a positive spiritual thought. Then continue your interaction. This exercise and this video we have here, very important lead up to what is going to come in the fifth excerpt we have, which is going to be a deep consideration on the subject of free will. Until then, پاینده باشید.